But my friends, we could do so much better in the state of Arizona and all across the country. How many of y'all have gone to an emergency room in just the last couple of years? I see a lot of hands up here. You know that emergency room wait times have skyrocketed because Kamala Harris has let in millions of people who are using the emergency rooms and getting put in front of the line of American citizens. And getting it free. Well, not getting it free, ma'am. Getting it at your expense because it's paid for by you. You know, Kamala Harris wants to give Medicare and free health care to illegal aliens. Kamala Harris wants to give Social Security, which would bankrupt that program for our seniors, to illegal aliens. Kamala Harris wants to give free housing and free schooling to illegal aliens. And you know what our message is, and you know what President Trump's message to illegal aliens who are in this country without any right to be here? Pack your bags, because in 4 months you're going home. Now, the thing that Democrats always say is that their illegal immigration policies are compassionate. They're not compassionate for the American citizens who have had their communities flooded with fentanyl. They're not compassionate to people like Lake and Riley who were killed by illegal aliens that Kamala Harris let into this country. It's not compassionate to American kids who deserve to get a good education and not have their schools flooded with illegal aliens. And it's not compassionate to the 320,000 children who have gone missing thanks to Kamala Harris's wide open border. So our message to Kamala Harris is, why don't you show some compassion for your own citizens and for your own people? Close down this border. That is the way to show compassion for the American people, and that's what Donald Trump and I are going to do. And when we close down that border, we're going to make life more affordable for American citizens. The media doesn't like to talk about this, and Kamala Harris likes to run from it. But you know one of the biggest drivers of housing costs in the United States of America? Think about this. When you let in 25 million illegal aliens and you give them homes at taxpayer expense that ought by right go to American citizens, you make the American dream of home ownership unaffordable for the American people. And that is what she has done. She has forced American citizens to compete with people who shouldn't even be here for the American dream of home ownership. Donald Trump and I, we have a simple plan: American homes for American citizens, and we're going to fight for that every single day. And the way that we're going to make, it's funny. The press will ask this question of Kamala Harris. They'll say, well, since you caused the inflation, your policies caused this inflation, give us the specific plan for what you're going to do to make life more affordable for American citizens. And she'll say, well, I grew up in a middle-class family. Or, back when I worked at McDonald's, I used to make the hash browns, and I was very good at it. And you realize this person does not have a plan to solve the very affordability crisis that she caused. You know what? We do have a plan. And you know what our plan is? Drill, baby, drill. Unleash American energy. The biggest driver of costs in this country is that Kamala Harris waged war on American energy. So rather than buy oil and natural gas from tin-pot dictators all over the world, why don't we start buying more of it from American territory and American workers and create a lot of great American prosperity in the process? So we've got the plan, my friends. We've got the candidate. We've got Kamala Harris now admitting that she is not the candidate of change. She is the candidate of more of the same. The only thing that we have got to do over the next 27 days is get out there and vote. Make sure every single person you know makes it to the polls unless they're voting for Kamala Harris. That's okay. They can vote too. We want everybody to vote because if every legal ballot is cast, then we are going to win this election and make Donald Trump the next president. Now look, you know me, you know my feelings on this. I don't like election season, I like election day, but we are where we are, my friends. We've got election season, and if the Democrats are taking advantage of it, we have got to do the exact same thing. So whether you're voting on election day, or voting by mail, or voting early, get out there and make your voice heard. And it's important. I'd encourage you to vote early if you're able to, because I talk to a lot of people who planned to vote for Donald Trump in 2020, and 95 of them, 95 out of 100, they actually went out and voted for Donald Trump. But you talk to the 5 who didn't vote for Donald Trump, and it's not because they changed their mind, it's because, their kid got sick, so they had to go pick him up from school, or they worked late that night and they weren't able to make it to the polls before they closed. The best way to make sure your voice is counted is to make sure it's counted early. And so we've got the great chairman, Michael Whatley of the RNC here. Mike. Well, you got a great Republican chair, Gina Swabda. Gina. Now you can tell who's from Arizona, who's not. Michael lost the jacket. Gina did not. She's tougher than me and Michael. But look, all of them will tell you, these great leaders will tell you, we have got to get out there and take advantage. SwampTheVoteUSA.com. That's a website. I want everybody to remember it. SwampTheVoteUSA.com. Check your registration. Check your polling location. Check how to get out there and vote. Because we're never going to have the Democrats or their allies in the corporate media telling the truth about this campaign, but we do have the power of every single individual in this audience. We've got the power of the people, and that people power is going to make Donald Trump the next president of the United States, and I'm certain of it. So I'd ask everybody, if you want to pay higher taxes, vote for Kamala Harris. If you want lower taxes, vote for Donald J. Trump. If you want to keep on with the open border and the flood of fentanyl, to vote for Kamala Harris. If you want to close down that border and deport illegal aliens, vote for Donald J. Trump. If you want to ship American manufacturing jobs off to China, you know who to vote for. But if you want to keep American jobs for American workers, vote for Donald J. Trump. If you believe we've got the greatest country in the history of the world, we just need better leadership, then vote for Donald J. Trump. And if you want change, if you want to change this government and make it more responsive to the American people, vote for Donald J. Trump. If you want to get smart people like Robert O'Brien in there to fix the world chaos and to bring peace back to the world, we know we're going to vote for Donald J. Trump. And I think this is ultimately what it boils down to, my friends. If you want a government that puts the interests of American citizens first, the only person to vote for is Donald J. Trump.